The 6-inch frame is so good, I actually had to sit behind the desk so we could sit down and talk about it. Coming up on the channel. What's up, guys? Chatty CRC back with you, and I'm pretty excited. The 6-inch game has been going strong, but it's also a tough game because just when you think you've got that great footage, you get into sunlight, whatever, and all of a sudden, boom, jello, vibrations, all that stuff. So it's pretty frustrating, and there's a lot of frames out there that can get the job done, but there's only, I think, like maybe 10 to 15% of the people doing it that actually can produce awesome, repeatable 6-inch footage from your GoPro that just looks great in no matter what the conditions are. So when I first saw the Tokio S, I was kind of skeptical about it because it was basically a race frame. But the problem that I had been having, and that a lot of you guys have, is if you look at my 6-inch tuning playlist or whatever, I'll put it up here somewhere. The biggest problem we find is noise from the props, from the frame, the resonance, all that with with moving more air and all that kind of stuff. It creates so much more noise in the gyro. Now, I've tried so many different methods of soft mounting my motors, soft mounting my flight controllers, all that stuff, and I've had marginal success with it. I'm still trying to figure out the way to get that great tune and get that great footage without having to cheat like possibly in this frame, but we'll talk about that later. So we'll talk about the Tokio XL. The XL is the 6-inch version of the Tokio S, which is the stretch, and then they also have the X, which is the pure X. This one has the GoPro canopy. You can also get it with a racing canopy. I'm going to put up some pictures here and kind of voice over some of the close-up items on the frame. But while I have the frame here, just looking at it, first of all, it has the butter mounts, which you can't really see now because they are covered up with this Velcro. But what it is it's silicone grommets that are drilled out. You put the silicone grommets in there and then put the standoff screws through that. So no screw or anything is ever touching any part of the frame. So your gyro noise is just brought down to almost like nothing. So you can turn on PT1, turn off your filters, get great flight characteristics if you want them, because, we're doing long range stuff. Depending upon what you're doing, you really don't need super duper an agile quad anyway. This one's running the 2207 2450 multi-copter builder Primos. I put the 6-inch tri-blade master air screws on there. Got a Run Cam Eagle 2 in there. CL Racing F4. Also running SpeedX HV ESCs with caps on them anyway, even though I probably don't need them. Unify V3 is built into there, which gets freaking smoking, man. That thing gets so hot you can just smell the heat coming off of it if it sits for longer than a few minutes. I don't know what's going on with those, but it just keeps on working, so whatever. I don't even have the motor soft mounted. I just went right through the frame. The frame's beautiful. It's just nice and chamfered and everything. I think all up like this without the GoPro, antennas, straps, crossfire, all that stuff is around 380 grams. So that's not too bad. Running this thing on 5S, 1300s, and 1600s, the thing just smokes. I mean, my perception of long range has actually changed quite a bit in the past week. since I have moved to 5S, even though I haven't got to fly hardly any because the weather's just crap, and you'll see that in the flight footage, and we'll talk about that. Orientation for the antennas, I've got the Crossfire out here, out back. This actually is supposed to be coming down below the prop line, the FPV antenna, which I'm gonna put my Triumph on here, and I decided to go with a 45. It's not going to get in the way of the props anyway. I did notice though that the tolerance between the front of the canopy there is very, very tight. In fact, it was hitting at one point until I kind of bent it out a little bit, and that's one thing about the frame, is that it's only, I think, 235 millimeters. It might be 240, so for a 6, it's really got geometry that's close to like a 5-inch. Because again, this thing is built for racing. They're super great. If you're not going to stick around and watch for the YouTube videos, Flight Club is having a Black Friday sale, so maybe you can pick one of these up for a better deal, or even if you're looking for a 5-inch, or they also have their new Proton. Yeah, the new Proton frame, which all has the butter mounts and the canopy and everything as well. I've got the injection molded canopy over there that it comes with if you don't want to run a GoPro. Beautiful canopy. It's all held on with just 2 screws. Undo the screws, pull the canopy up, which I would do that, but I'm going to reconfigure this a little bit because right now I have my Unify kind of velcroed underneath the GoPro inside the canopy instead of making it a part of the stack with a carbon fiber plate that it actually comes with to go ahead and like double sticky that on there. Definitely works better probably with a 4-in-1 ESC. I cut out a little bit where the wires go because I always chop my wires because I've never ran a 4-in-1, so I think ultimately a 4-in-1 is definitely the best way to go for this thing. But there's not very many 4-in-1s out there right now that support 5S and 6S, I guess, that you can trust. So anyway, let's get to the computer and I'll show you the flight footage and we'll talk about that. See you guys in a second. So this is pack number 1 on Bi-Blades and the Betaflight stock tune. Not 100% perfect, but this thing was just hauling some major booty. And you can see the vibrations weren't too bad. Obviously, it's cloudy. There's probably going to be some jello and stuff like that in this video. But, this is what I'm going to be flying in the next few months. And I've actually worked on this tune since. And this is today after flying a few tuning packs and also switching to the Master Air Screw 6-inch tri-blades. This is shot in GoPro flat, so that's why everything's just kind of flat. And of course, you can just see the power of 5S. Just awesome ripping around with it, doing whatever you want to do. It's 4.5 minutes of pure fury. You can still go out 2-3 miles round trip on 5S on a 1300, no problem. And that's also kind of how some of these people do those nice little bounce back moves. It's all about speed, man. Speed really does equalize a lot. I said a lot of things have changed on how I'm flying 6-inch and long range now, and this has a lot to do with it. So you can see though that just how easy it is and how everything is looking. It's been minimal effort. I really gotta owe it to those butter mounts. I mean, I have like worked, and everybody can see on the Facebook groups the questions I've asked and the tuning stuff and everything else. Just trying to figure out how to get great tunes on 6 inches, with no matter what kind of frame. I've had them all. Some people that can get it done are just pretty amazing, that's for sure. But this has allowed me just to just to get confident. I know there's definitely going to be a little bit more to work out, but you know, it's wintertime in Ohio, and this is what my skies are going to look like for the most part. And by then, when springtime comes, or we start getting some sunny days or whatever, there should be some more awesome 6-inch props coming out and stuff too. This is also scaled up just to 110%, because you can see in the first clip the canopy was in the way a little bit. It's one thing about these quads is they are built to take an impact. They've got extra beefy TPU around your camera lens. They've got it around the GoPro mount lens, right where you need it, nowhere where you don't. Just can't really say enough about how happy I am just with the whole setup, with the Primos and the 5S. Everything's just running super smooth and great. All I need is more 5S batteries. But anyway, that's gonna do it, guys. Hit me up if you got any questions, and we'll see you on the next video.